Your bite-sized daily roundup of the biggest news from the world of film. This is the Daily Reel with Van Connor.
Good morning, it's Thursday, May the 13th. Birthday to the legendary Harvey Keitel, as well as Stephen Colbert, Samantha Morton, Lena Dunham, and our next Batman, Robert Pattinson. Fellow grimdark superhero The Crow arrived in cinemas for the very first time today back in 1994, while in 2005 it was the day Jet Li's Unleashed, known as Danny the Dog in some territories, and the J-Lo comedy Monster-in-Law were released. But today in 2021... Universal Pictures have been forced to apologise and delay the Italian release of Emerald Fennell's Promising Young Woman, after using a male voice actor to dub transgender actress Laverne Cox. In a move that's been called a, quote, straight-up act of violence by Italian trans voice actor Vittorio Cesano, who was previously dubbed Cox, the character was instead dubbed into Italian by the rumbling, distinctly masculine baritones of Roberto Bertoncini. The unbelievable choice was first noted by Italian social media users when the trailer debuted, those same users going on to complain voraciously to the studio. Universal Pictures have now agreed to redub the audio with an appropriate replacement, delaying the film's May 13th Italian release, whilst also revealing that a male actor had even been used for the Spanish and German dubs as well, which will of course now also have to be changed. A spokesperson for Universal Pictures said in a statement, "We are deeply grateful to Laverne and the transgender community for opening our eyes to a bias that neither we nor many in our industry had recognised. While there was no malicious intent behind this mistake, we are working diligently to fix it." Exactly how one can claim that deliberately misgendering a trans woman to the point of dubbing over them with a cartoonishly male voice actor counts as, quote, no malicious intent will remain a mystery. Laverne Cox herself, for what it's worth, has yet to address the mistake publicly. No new release date has yet been announced.
I was talking to Graham earlier, and he says there's a position opening up at head office. And don't freak out, but I want you to know I recommended you for it.
Why would you do that?
'Cause you're sneaking up the joint with your sad little face.
Emily Blunt has shot down those pervasive rumours that she's set to be the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Invisible Woman, telling Howard Stern, "I don't know if superhero movies are for me." With Disney's purchase of previous Fantastic Four rights owners 20th Century Fox and Marvel Studios' announcement that a Fantastic Four movie is due in the next few years, rumours have predictably abounded. With both Emily Blunt and her husband John Krasinski previously having both been up for MCU roles in the past, Black Widow and Captain America respectively, it's been long suggested that the two would be a good fit for married superheroes Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman. When asked about those rumours though, Blunt said, "That is fan casting. No one has received a phone call. That's just people saying, wouldn't that be great?" That's downbeat enough, but Blunt was similarly negative when it came to the genre as a whole, continuing to say of superheroes, "They're not up my alley. I don't like them." It's not to say that I'd never want to play a superhero, it would just have to be a really cool character. Blunt's words do come in contrast to Krasinski's, however, who said in the past that he'd love to play the role. In the meanwhile, the pair's next project, the long-delayed A Quiet Place Part 2, in which Blunt stars and Krasinski directs, is set to hit reopened UK cinemas on the 28th of May.
What posters were on your wall as a teenager, John?
Very good question.
Pamela Anderson.
I had a full-size poster of Spud Webb.
Who's Spud Webb?
Exactly.
I had a poster of Leonardo DiCaprio, and I had one of Damon from Blur.
This just got uncomfortable. For me.
And finally, as for what's new in Knives Out 2 today... Eight-time Grammy nominee and star of Best Picture winner Moonlight, Janelle Monae has joined the ever-growing cast. Monae joins the recently cast Dave Bautista and Edward Norton in the film, which will see the return of Daniel Craig's Benoit Blanc, the man who solves it all with a southern drawl. The project's plot is distinctly under wraps, but will see Blanc tasked with solving a complex murder mystery with a vast selection of colourful suspects. Director Ryan Johnson will begin filming the Netflix feature in Greece this summer, with a 2022 release date expected.
And stop putting your head down in my house. You know my rule. It's all love and all pride in this house. You feel me?
Neil Marshall's The Reckoning's new to stream on Shudder today, while Netflix are adding the Indonesian musical doc Wave of Cinema, Philosophy Copy, Mubi's got Christian Petzold's Jericho, and Stormbreaker comes to Amazon Prime. Arguably the most iconic rom-com of them all, When Harry Met Sally is on BBC4 tonight, with ITV4 showing The Craze and Passenger 57, Film 4 offering up The Imitation Game, Spielberg's War of the Worlds, and the Tom Cruise Nazi thriller Valkyrie. Sony Movies have got Vice Versa and Krull on, and over on the Horror Channel you can see The Pact and John Carpenter's Ghosts of Mars. While the Sky Cinema and Now premiere today is the decidedly non-Christmas related horror flick, Let It Snow. That was the Daily Reel for Thursday the 13th of May. Keep it cinematic, and we'll be back tomorrow.
The Daily Reel is a Candystore production, presented by Van Connor and written by Calvin Prickett. All information is correct at the time of writing, and source links are in the description for each episode. Don't forget to rate, review and subscribe on all good podcast platforms, or ask Alexa to install the Daily Reel skill for your morning flash briefing. Follow the show on social at Daily Reel Pod, and we'll be back every weekday. Until then, keep it cinematic.